This will be the ultimate end look of the product that you're looking or watching me present to you. This will be the ultimate end look. We shall see if I can get this transferred to you, showing you how to do it, and let's see. Let me know how I'm doing. Okay, guys, we're going over one of my faux wall stone systems I like doing. It's going to use a QuikWall product, this fast set repair mortar, and also this veneer stone mortar. A couple other products too. Okay, guys, so this is what the finish looks like. Well, it still gets mortar in those joints to make it look like a faux stone wall. Multiple products by QuikWall. One of them is a repair mortar that I use as a blend with the mortar, with the Portland cement and the stone veneer product. This is also QuikWall here because I just have blocks stacked on top of each other. And so behind this, where you saw the white over here, so if I can get my finger in there, over here, it was over here also. And now this is a base going on, so more will go on there as a base. So when I put the final, I'm out of material just a second. So when I put the final thick 3/4 to 1/2 inch to 3/4 product on, I then carve it out to look like the stone. Then I mortar up the joints. So this may look like it's patchwork, but in reality, well, it's patchwork. No, there was a wall down below before the part of this wall was here, and I went up 2 more blocks. So I used a QuikWall to tie it in from the top, from the 2 blocks down to the lower part of the wall. Then I use, so that's a fiber product that's going to bond the 2 of them together and reduce cracking significantly. Now I put over that blend I just told you about, and then carve it out like that. On this side of the wall is the QuikWall. You'll see what QuikWall looks like. So that is what it looks like, and wow, it seems like a crime to get rid of that system, the QuikWall. But this is what it's going to look like when it's done. There's a stone column, or true stone column, to the left, and there's the stone faux wall that looks like that gets done like this. Now the QuikWall is white in color. I really like this. I'm so considering leaving, balanced a little bit like this. The QuikWall is white in color. It uses white Portland, I think, which is great. It helps for efflorescence issues, and because it's more pure mix design. Safety gear. But ultimately, this is what this would look like when you're that's the base before you put the joints in. Again, so what I'm trying to show or talk to you about is you don't have to be so flat with this bottom. It makes you get no value out of flattening this out, because your stone is going to also add depth in and out. There's no value, so the amateur, can just slap this on, slap it on, and still be okay. Now make sure you get it on thick enough. So I need another QuikWall base on there. Throw out a QuikWall. So I'm making my own basically with some repair mortar and fiberglass to get the base going. So repair mortar, which is a rapid setting product, and some fiberglass. There's the fiberglass there, right here. Sorry about that. See if I can get you a better focus than that. So there's the fiberglass, Owens Corning. That's just a bag of it. Reinforcement. It really helps with the cracking. If you don't do it, you're more than likely going to have cracking issues. Well, you will have cracking issues if you just stack the block and just try to use regular Portland over the face of it. The fiberglass really acts as the tension, resist tension. Now this is starting to turn chalky white. My white's starting to appear here, so I'll can start in a moment saturating the wall to reduce any shrinkage cracks. That's accelerating drying and cracking, just like your skin drying out when you when you're working real hard, and you don't wear protective gear. The Portland, the lime and everything else pulls dries your skin out, right? So gloves is also part of protective gear. So I'll base that out, finish that base over there, and base these two, and call it a day. I think rain's expected tomorrow, which would be good for curing in this case. All right, take care, guys. Bye. Okay, guys. I had to take off my safety mask. You know, it's down to wet anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But I just want to know I'm not gonna have gloves on or gloves or anything here. I just want to see if I can get this done for you. Okay, good. So let's talk about. Actually, I can put the gloves back on, and that's more so because this stuff will dry your hands out, and you'll be hurting later on if you mess around with concrete too long. So I can put the gloves back on for this part. Let me just show you how you can just slap this on at this layer. So here is, hopefully I got the trowel in there. There's just a trowel, but I can just do that. And I want thick layers, and I don't want to accidentally put a line in anywhere. That wouldn't look natural. But this is pretty thick. It's inconsistently thick, which I want that because that's a stone, right? The profile of stone. Now this is pretty wet, but I want to just get this going for the video for you guys. This is just a piece of band metal that you wrap around, put 2 holes in it, put plastic in it, piece of metal. And here's your base stone. This is too wet because it's not carving, it's just dropping out. But let me see if I can get in a little closer for you guys. Closer than that. Yeah, I gotta take off the gloves because I gotta be able to jump up and down for the camera for a minute. There we go. Let's try that. Looks a little different there. So you got to think stone-wise, what a stone would look like. It's not going to be too sharp. And the corners aren't really sharp on the corners either. So it's a stone. Now dirt will go on the bottom, so I don't have to do anything there. Now don't stack your joints, so your next one might be sort of like that. Oh, gotta make sure I can see myself. Let me do that. Okay. I'm looking into the sun when I'm trying to show you guys what I'm doing. Again, you let this set up more because right now it's too plastic. And open these corners, open these up. You know, they're not going to be sharp. Let's see if I can sort of faintly give that a line. When you wrap around, that would be the stone, so you'd wrap that around the stone here. That's coming later. So these would overlap again, so the stone could come down to, this one can come up to here. Sort of like that. I hope I can see it. I hope you guys can see it. I'm probably going to just end the video here because I shouldn't be it's nothing to be carving yet. Just going to give you an idea. And it's not going to be straight lines, so don't forget to waggle this a bit and cut the corners off. You know, you would be trying to make a corner of this, and it wouldn't come out that great if you were cutting real stone. So same thing here. And some of the joints are wider, so this joint here is too consistent. So I widen it up there, and maybe on this side I widen it up. So when I put the mortar in there, the white mortar, it would look like a little bit of wider joint than that one. And you get the idea now. Now you're going to stagger your joints. So this would be a stone here. And you can lightly outline it. There we go. I like that. I like that. And I like how it's actually getting higher, thicker on one side. Alright, so that's almost toolable there because I put this on a base layer kind of dry, adding a little moisture to it. Let's see, here we go. And let's get rid of that consistency again. We don't want that consistency. We want some opening, some sharp edges, some dull edges. There we go, like that. All right, so you're getting the point. Now this gets mortar on, white mortar, whatever color joint you want to match up. This will probably be more towards the white for me, this mortar joint, matching the rest of the mortar joints I've made of this product. That's what it looks like. This product is this is only the veneering product with some fiber in it. Put a lot of fiber in it to help try to hold it together in tension as it dries up. I'll watch it. I'll put moisture on this thing. I'll make sure it gets some. Let me see how you guys are looking. I'll make sure it gets some water on it. Yeah, you see it. Cool. Cool. So now you're getting how to do that. I'm gonna end the video and oops, let's do that. Here we go. I'm gonna end the video and finish working on this section here, and then call it a night because I'm losing daylight here. So that wall system that you're looking at down there will look like that when it's done, which will look like that when it's completed. And then mortar goes inside there, and it looks like the beginning of the video, the other side that I showed you, the other side of the property. The columns will get stone also. They'll get something nice put on these columns. Okay, that side of the wall is done. It's going to get caps on it. But as I look through the camera, so this is one of the tricks I do, is I take a photograph and look at the work through the camera. You can see the top has standing out, almost like a teardrop thing going on. So that's going to get worked out. That's too repetitive. I didn't even when I was installing, I didn't even see that repetitive action. But now that I can take a photograph of it and look, I can go, ha. So I'll go back there and fix that just now. Before I go anywhere, I want to show you guys, Schofield is one of the colors I'm using here. This is Schofield SG860, and I only use about 3 ounces per bag of mix to get the consistent colors. Okay, so now you see it's been knocked down. What did I use? These things are great. You should buy a wire brush like that. Oh, focus there, focus. A little wire brush like that. It's steel, it's wire. And just use it to knock it off, knock it back a little bit. Now it blends in beautifully. I could use the metal trowel too to take down any of the texture I created. But textures, you're not going to hate on texture. You want, to be as natural as possible. I have existing stone work behind me. It's more blue. And this is the closest I'll do for now. But here we go. Now I'm going to have to wet this down in just short order. Right now it still might run, so I don't want to rinse it off, and I want to be careful of that. But I will inspect for cracks and things like that to see how it's drying. And this is a beautiful overcast day, so the drying is pretty even, and I don't observe any cracking going on. So it looks great. Okay, there's one little crack right here, right there. So this is still soft and plastic. I can take it out, and rub it back with my finger there, and still play it off. A lot of these surface cracks like that, you can just scratch them off the next day and create a new look like that. If you do run across cracks, here's another one here. So that one can still blend. It still can blend. There's a harder crack there. That's okay. That looks more natural to stone. So I'll let it ride. Here's another one there. What happens when you slap this on is that this is one surface and this is another surface when you're putting it on, and it creates this. It can create that. So that's more natural. I'll leave that alone because it gives light and depth. There's no complaint about that. Cracks I don't like would be a long crack like that. A shrinkage crack is huge, like in here, where it would not show that depth like that. So just so you know, that's to be expected. That's where the two pieces meet, sort of like this, where that'd be nice. A crack there would have been nice, but there's none there. But that's what I'm driving at, is that You know, it's like where the stone was broken apart. As you look at the real natural stone, like right here, it looks like that. Of course, this needs to be repointed, but I don't want to just spot repoint this because it would stand out. So this is going to get the entire wall taken down and repointed, the entire, you know, cut back. This was already repointed at one time years ago. I can tell by the extra layer here. See that layer? And then back there. So I get to take this off and match the color I want. Of course, you know, if I'm smart, I'll match the mortar color with this, with the wall I'm doing out here. So this mortar won't be, it'll be nice and working there. And I think I'm probably going to just go with fiberglass. It just really does great. In other words, I'm going to try out a fiberglass mix of mortar. I won't be so textured, so rough there. I want to make it easy for me to reproduce. And to me, that is probably going to be QuikWall's QuikWall system with just maybe a little bit of colorant in it to turn it down from bright white, because that's a lot of work. So I'll turn it down from bright white to a grayish color, similar to the. So that would be similar to that color there. So I'll get the right blend until I'm just about there, so I don't mess up the rest of the house look. So I'm gonna get pretty close, not in texture but in color. Okay, that's the one we just did. And I say I did, and that's tomorrow. Those two, unless it's raining. It's a day later. It is raining out now, so hopefully I won't get my camera too wet. I want to give you the general look of everything. On this side we have the just a straight, well, the finished coat is the finished product you're looking at is QuikWall. It's just a mailbox, temporary leaning there. QuikWall with some caps put on top, decorative caps. They'll be on top. They're not fully installed yet. Still need concrete to fill in the top blocks. The columns will still get a stone look to it. It's raining. I've got to call it a day. Oh, you can see it without caps now. To your left or without caps. And you can see what the caps do. They really make it pop, don't they? Caps really make it pop. All right. Just giving you an idea. More projects to come. More projects to come.